The fake gangster who ruined his career in one interview, CJ. And it's uploaded by Lawaista. I hope I say it correctly, Lawaista. It's a different name though. Let's get into it though.
With rappers like Ice Spice, Chance the Rapper, and Baby Keem all being tagged with the industry
You got TikTok, you got
label,
Instagram.
naturally, people started wondering if
out.
CJ was next in line. However, is it possible to make the claim that he had just made a banger and it hit at the right place at the right time? Cause in interviews that surfaced shortly after the song's release, CJ claimed that WHOOPTY was nothing more than a random first attempt at making drill music.
For the people that don't know, WHOOPTY was my first drill record I ever made in life. I never experimented with drill. I never made a drill record before that.
As you may or may not know, drill music is a subgenre that was becoming massively popular in New York at the time. It's also important to note that Pop Smoke, who was seen as the face of drill music around the time CJ started blowing up, had passed away just 5 months before WHOOPTY came out. So there's an argument to be made that people were just hungry for something new, and it felt like the perfect moment for someone like CJ to step in to fill a big void in the drill music scene.
Drill was just so hot at the time. I was like, yo, let me see what I could do on a drill beat. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing around. Like, I'm not a drill rapper. I had no intentions of being a drill rapper. Today, I'm not a drill rapper. It just happened to be I blew up off of a quote-unquote drill-based song.
What makes things even all more crazier is that the beat for WHOOPTY was already used by...
So is that why you fell off? Because people were getting like just like stuck on his
Pop Smoke, King Von, and other drill rappers. So what was it about CJ's inclusion of it on WHOOPTY that blew it up out of proportion?
Like,
Could it just be the fact that he made it more catchy and simple for the average listener to understand, making it much easier to sing along to? Or is there something that went on behind the scenes that he was hiding from the audience? The second the song dropped, it went on to become a viral dance challenge on TikTok, which could be one of the main reasons it was able to climb the charts so quickly. But something that was pretty suspicious was the fact it was also given a huge push when Cardi B played.
Because you know, like when somebody comes out really hard from the beginning, that's what you expect from him. Like rappers, they come out really hard and really tough. So that's part of their persona. So that's what you're gonna lock into. You know what I mean? Like. That's what you're gonna expect the next time when you see something of this person. So yeah.
The song on her Instagram
Maybe
story.
That's it, you know.
French Montana then made him an honorary member of Coke Boys with the gift of a chain. He then got legends like Busta Rhymes to feature on his songs, and even Mark Wahlberg was seen hanging out with this dude. So it's no secret that something deeper was probably going on behind the scenes. With all these people in his corner, it didn't seem too out of pocket when he said he wanted to be one of the greats. Although it was an extremely high bar to set for someone who had just a solo single on Spotify up at the time. While the industry plant allegations piled on CJ, things went from bad to worse. When he did this genius interview that took place on November 27th, 2020, where he went on to discuss the meaning behind the word WHOOPTY.
It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, what type of person you are. So it's like,
WHOOPTY. I'm outside of some movie. Pretty much WHOOPTY, like, is worldwide now. You know, I got babies, you know, saying WHOOPTY. I got, you know, middle-aged people, you know, older people. Pretty much it's just like a roll call, you know, whenever I see my guys in the street, and, you know, that's how we greet each other. It's like a New York when people say, yeah.
While this interview seemed simple on the surface, it resulted in a whole ton of drama for CJ that would become inescapable throughout the duration of his career. To preface this segment, it's important to know the severity of what being labeled a fake gangster can do to your reputation as a rapper. For some reason, it seems that people enjoy rappers with a gangster persona, as some of the biggest rappers in the world are tied to some kind of gang affiliation. This was kinda the case for someone like Gucci Mane, who literally murdered someone in 2006, which many would consider the time.
Yo, but Gucci, jeez, this is the way he used to look. You know what I mean? Like, can't even imagine.
period where the rapper was in his prime. Even Chicago rappers like Lil Bibby claim that him killing someone was the reason he liked Gucci Mane so much.
Wow.
Man, you know, Chicago people just love Gucci, man. He like everybody's idol, man. He like a gangster, man. First of all, he killed somebody for trying to rob him, and then he rapped about it, and he made all the type of diss.
That's ridiculous, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the standard. You're idolizing somebody because he killed somebody. Whew, wow. Okay, the dude did try to rob him though, so okay, but you know, if that's it, then I don't know, man.
No, man, Chicago just like negative shit, man. We like people that's really gangster, man. You know what I'm saying?
However, this only seems to be the case for a rapper who actually stands by the words they say within the lyrics. And for this very reason, the music video for WHOOPTY would also cause a ton of unwanted drama for CJ. Because as you probably know, the video for WHOOPTY shows visuals of CJ rocking red bandanas while also hanging around members of a Bloods gang from New York. Rappers like Slim Jesus and 6ix9ine showed the whole world the type of success you can achieve by this marketing gimmick, which seems to perform even better if the rapper is not black. It's not just a coincidence that all of these artists' biggest songs just happen to feature a substantial amount of gang activity to help increase shock value. And speaking of 6ix9ine, he also had a hand in CJ's drama, but we'll delve into that part later in the video. Of course, these aren't the only reasons the song blew up. It also had a banging beat and a hell of a catchy hook. However, problems began to arise when people started to dissect what the word WHOOPTY even means. And much to their surprise, it wasn't just some made-up slang, as CJ made it seem in his interview with Genius, but rather the word had an incredibly dark history behind it. The Rap Dictionary defines WHOOPTY to be a noun, meaning a gang calling, greeting, salute, or acknowledgement for New York Blood gang members. Upon further investigation and fan speculation, people began to question CJ's authenticity of being a real.
You gotta be a Blood if you're pulling that type of stuff. You can't play around. No, you can't walk around acting like, and then when you get caught and people press you, then either you get in or you turn away, you know. So yeah, and especially in the U.S., like with the scene over there, they're like the different types of scenes over there. You can't claim something that you're not, because people are gonna find out, you know. And when they find out, they're gonna come for you.
WHOOPTY is a slang that is closely linked to the Mac Baller Bloodhound Brims, which is a notorious gang in New York City that's been around since 2005.
So,
at one point, it was considered to be one of the most dangerous gangs in New York. According to a post that dates back to 2014, the Mac Baller Brims were known for doing some pretty serious stuff. For instance, some members actually kidnapped a dad, whose child is a prosecutor in North Carolina, all because they were mad about the sentence one of their own got. And there's another tragic story of a 14-year-old kid who got mixed up in all this and ended up getting shot by the cops. It's also said that joining this gang could mean you've got to commit murder as your initiation. These incidents show the dangerous and risky world CJ was stepping into, and if he really wasn't about that life, he was making a big mistake for clout. And it's clear that CJ was definitely affiliating himself with this group, as people began to notice that he had referenced specific gang members from the Bloodhound Brims in his lyrics, when he said, "I got all this water on me like Fiji, I'm posted up with hats and the sleazies." In this line, CJ is heard referencing sleazies, which is a shout out to a New York rapper named Sazmula, who is part of the Mac Baller family and goes by nicknames like Big Sleaze or Sleazy. Also, when the song mentions hats, he's once again referring to members of the Brim Gang Bloods. These are the kind of details that shifted the whole conversation. Suddenly, people started to question CJ's realness. They wanted to know if he was genuinely part of a gang, or if he was just borrowing their lingo and reputation to make a hit song and grab some attention. But at first, CJ didn't back down and was pretty sincere about not only being a gang member, but also the fact that he had simply made up the word WHOOPTY. Besides claiming that he and his friends invented the word, he went as far as to filing a trademark to own the rights to the word WHOOPTY. But this only made things worse. It eventually caught the attention of the leader of the Bloodhound Brims, LeBrim, who, despite being arrested for 30 years for narcotics trafficking and firearm offenses, took the time to make a phone call in reference to CJ.
Yeah, this your boy Latik La Brim Johnson. So I'm gonna take a moment to set the record straight for you. I see there's a lot of controversy over this WHOOPTY thing. So first and foremost, CJ made a hot song, but the content that he used is not his content. So his foundation is based off a lie. He's not WHOOPTY. He don't know nothing about WHOOPTY.
He went on to state that CJ knows nothing about WHOOPTY, and that he literally stole the term, claiming that his song was disrespectful to the entire gang.
That's what I said, it's
The kid was trying to
disrespectful.
claim it as something that he made or that him and his dudes grew up with. I didn't appreciate the fakeness and the fraudulent with that. That to me, like, that was some fraud. That was some busted. Like, everybody know where WHOOPTY come from. He didn't even understand what WHOOPTY is. So I was very disappointed with that situation. Very.
This phone call from LeBrim had a quite severe impact on CJ's street cred, with more gang members and affiliates questioning CJ's authenticity. One user wrote a comment stating CJ owes them royalty percentages, while another claimed that New York Bloods were getting finessed. A member of the Bloods gang by the name of G5 Reels hopped on Instagram Live to fire more shots at CJ's inauthenticity.
They smell blood in the water, though.
That been putting on for this shit
One
for
drip of
years.
blood
Nigga,
in the water
got
is
my
enough.
bro up north for 30 years right now. Nigga, pull the fuck up right now. Pull
boy.
up. Cause it's not a
So
game
now you're
no
getting
more,
attacked
bro.
like
With the industry
online
turning against
and in real
him after
life.
they realized he wasn't
So now
about
you're
that
just-
life, the
just
fans followed,
paranoid
and we're now turning on
24/7.
him in the comment section. Most fugazi blood I
just
ever
walking
seen.
around
How
like
is
an
this
idiot,
dude
though.
not gotten clapped up yet? Only one song in, and CJ was facing his real first beef in hip hop. But rather than it being a big publicity stunt to gain traction and new listeners, this
just do your thing. The world is a big place. It's 2025, right? Going on 2026. It's not like 1980 anymore. You got options as a youngster, though. You got options. You can do a lot of things to make your money without getting in trouble or craziness, because a lot of the time it's the allure, of the criminal side. But it's not bringing you anywhere, I can tell you right now. In 20 years, you'll regret it. You'll look back and say, I wasted my time. Whew. Wow.
one quickly got serious. As if things weren't bad enough, he'd soon be hit with allegations that he stole the entire flow of other MCs. If you're new to hip hop, let me make it clear that this is one of the worst things you can be accused of. Biting another MC's bars or flows has been at the center of plenty of rap beefs over the years.
Look who jumped in. Jeez.
So when two rappers named Busy Banks and 22Gs came out to say that CJ was a little sus and had basically jacked their whole style, it became another huge problem for him to deal with. Real CJ giving me 6ix9ine vibes, and boy from Staten Island, the safest bureau in NYC. Heard he ain't even WHOOPTY for real. That CJ dude need to give me my credit, no cap. Busy Banks then said on IG, dude jacking my lingo and flow.
yeah.
I'm tired of not getting the recognition I deserve. I started this new wave of drill rap. Let's talk about it. Rather than being a vague accusation, people actually began to put together side-by-side comparisons to show how his style sounded next to Busy's. Check this out.
Can't fuck with no bitch, that's basic. Look at my swag, the drip is contagious. Can't fuck with no hoe, that's basic. I used to run up chasing really break. Slide, hop in the V, let's go for a ride. Wait.
That's really bad.
Slide, she said she feeling a vibe.
In the immortal words of Soulja Boy,
Word for word, boy.
Wow. That's like copy paste. There's nothing like
22Gs would
original
then
about
follow
that.
this up with a WHOOPTY remix titled Goofy, where he then went in
Word
on
for
CJ.
word, bar
Leave a
for
nigga
bar.
like Hoffa. He won't even need a doctor, nigga who shot you. Not even whoopty.
The song went viral, racking up nearly 1 million views, and fans were loving every bit of it. In a Reddit post discussing the disappearance of CJ, some fans claimed that 22G's diss was the nail in the coffin. But yet again, CJ wouldn't back down, and would keep pushing further into his gang member persona in a song called Hit Up, where he fires shots at 22G's gang, the Gangster Disciples, as well as throwing up their gang signs with his hands in the video.
I get you head up, no pop.
Yeah, but by this time he has to have like an entourage, or he gotta have some boys or something.
Come to your block and set up shop.
The
'Cause,
song also went crazy, gaining
yeah,
3
been doing
million
it, you
views.
got a
However,
reputation,
his
so
fans
if
were
you-
beginning
if
to
you
worry about
didn't
CJ,
build a
being that he
team
was
by
now
now,
putting his whole life on the line. Then on April 7th, 2022, CJ made another bold move when he showed up to DJ Vlad to discuss the beef, claiming he would beat up 22Gs and Busy Banks if they kept dissing him.
If it really came down to it, like, we could squabble, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could just get it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's that serious, you know what I'm saying?
It was like every other week from this point on, CJ would be confronted with another gang member attempting to prove he was a fraud, going on live stream after live stream to try to clear his name, and receiving countless amounts of threats.
Blood in the water.
talking about CJ.
You can't move anymore. You know what I mean? They caught your scent. And that's how it always goes, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they said you don't have to kill God, you just have to make him bleed. Then everybody knows it's not God. There's only one God. But people sometimes act like they are God. Then when the sharks start circling and it's payday, life gets real difficult quick. Wow. It's unbelievable. You should have just came clean and said, listen, I love the culture. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from New York and that I grew up with it. So this is how I feel. This is how I move and stuff. I don't mean any disrespect. Bam, bam, bam. You know, it might seem weak to some people, but it's honest, it's fair. You know what I mean? Like, because these guys are dying in the street over there. You know, it's not play day, and you're just making a fortune off of their suffering and their style and their thing without ever being in trouble or ever being like in any real peril, real harm. So they have to look at it like you know what I mean, like this man is eating my plate. So that's not how you do things. You have to, if I think as a musician, if you get into this situation, you have to pay homage. You know what I mean? And you have to look at how you bring it and what you bring. You can flaunt the style, you know what I mean? But you got to be careful with some things because it's not yours. It truly is not yours.
I know
Nobody. I smacked
see
this
the tags.
out too.
I see the tags. I know we talk about.
In the span of less than a year of blowing up, CJ was dealing with allegations of being an industry plant, a fake gangster, and now a flow stealer. But in 2021, his entire empire would crumble into pieces. In January of 2021, the table officially flipped on CJ when the Pitchfork news site published an article completely exposing him, titled, "New York drill rapper CJ is nothing but a shameless ripoff." In this article, they detailed that CJ's rise to fame wasn't just some random luck like everyone assumed, and exposed crucial details about CJ that no one knew about when they claimed that his
So he had the inside man, so he's just an industry plant.
uncle was James Cruz. For those who aren't familiar, James is a high-powered executive in the music industry. During his time at Violator Management, he helped oversee the early careers of 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, and Busta Rhymes, who, like I mentioned, gave CJ a pretty big feature early in his career. Having a connection like that is huge because it opens doors. James's influence could easily get CJ's music played on radio stations, giving him an advantage most upcoming artists could only dream of. Now, here's another fun fact. One of CJ's first tracks was actually released back in 2018, the same time period that 6ix9ine was dominating the rap scene with hit after hit. Interestingly enough, CJ and 6ix9ine actually teamed up for a song called Pop that many people aren't aware of, as it was only released on SoundCloud. Fast forward a bit, and that collab came back to haunt CJ. It resurfaced online and got people talking on platforms like Reddit, claiming he was an industry plant. His uncle James didn't exactly shy away from the fact that he had a hand in CJ's career either, and straight up exposed him in an interview discussing CJ's success, where he literally revealed that he came out of retirement just to manage him.
And I said, okay, play me the record. They play me this record called WHOOPTY. I go, shit, you got a record. Like, you got one. Like, damn, I didn't expect that. And then I said, what else you got? He said, what else I need? It ain't gonna work with one record. What you want? What you want me to do? You want to perform on Carnival Cruise Lines in 30 years? Like, you need a body of work.
Looks like Uncle James could have been onto something, as that's basically how his career played out now. As you will see, he basically told CJ his future. Still, he called in some favors to get CJ positioned for success.
I'm gonna help the kid. I'm gonna help him. He deserves it. His family.
listen,
his pops called me, and I gave his pops a promise, and I spoke to his moms, and I said, I got this. Get him
Of course,
arrested.
we all need
To
some
make matters
help, right?
worse, James didn't even step aside after CJ was set up. He was heard telling his nephew what to reveal and what not
Still
to during
makes him an
interviews.
industry plant. You know, he was planted there. He was dressed a certain way.
talking about that?
He was instructed to move a certain way. You know, to sway a certain group of people.
When you're already suspected of an industry plant, allowing another man to publicly tell you what to say isn't going to help things. Even if he was trying to put his head in the sand and ignore it, that didn't mean that a change in the public's interest in CJ was taking place. It didn't stop there either. Once the track's uncleared sample nearly led to WHOOPTY being taken off streaming platforms, Uncle James took out $80K of his own daughter's college fund to keep the track online. So even though CJ initially tried to paint himself as this self-made rapper who did it without a deal or a team having made it to the top, the truth was much different than the story he'd sold to the public. Initially, CJ tried to move past the industry plan talk, just as he'd attempted to overcome the rumors of being a fake blood.
There's no response. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay that no mind. You know, everybody got an opinion. You can't satisfy everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'ma just keep doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? And elevating. You know what I'm saying? And perfecting my craft. I don't really pay no mind to what the internet's saying. So
when he dropped an
Yeah, but you did the exact opposite. You know, you're saying you're not paying no mind, but you bring it up in every interview because you know it's
EP called Loyalty Over Royalty in
it's
2021,
publicity, right?
it pretty much fell off the face of the earth without
We're
anyone noticing.
really living
Later,
in the
he would
age
try to
of
shoot himself some bail for
any
that EP,
publicity is good
disappearing quicker
publicity.
than Jimmy Hoffa.
it started
You know,
becoming
like,
so
look
much
at
of a
the KSI
conversation
song.
that it got in my head that I was.
From the moment
So I
he
started
dropped it
making
and I
more
saw
drill
he,
music.
how
You know what
he
I'm saying? Because I was
he
getting
reacted
so much
and he
love
played the
from
crowd.
that
I
movement
knew
that I was like,
he knew it
"Fuck
wasn't a
I'ma do a
bad
whole
song. It
EP
wasn't
of
his
this
best,
shit."
and
And
I
did,
don't
but
think
then
he
I realized
even
I'm like,
cared
yo,
about the
I gotta
song
be me,
at all.
and I can't get caught up in
You know?
that drill shit. That shit
But
came
the
with a
way
lot,
people
bro.
were jumping
Basically,
on
he
it,
tried to replicate the
making
success of
memes
WHOOPTY
and
and
stuff.
found that the audience
song
that had
blew
helped
up.
make that track a hit
Of course.
wasn't checking for
And
him
the only
anymore.
thing
And
he
to make
had to
things
do
worse, no one
was
bought his
to
excuses
maintain
either. CJ ain't a
that
real artist.
disgust,
He realized it when the gangsters
you know,
started calling
for
him out for
people
jacking
who
the
didn't
style
like
and
his
ain't really
song.
about it. He faked
Even though
it
he
to be
didn't
a
care
blood,
about the song
and he's
at all.
a wannabe. His 15
Anytime
minutes are
just
up
crash
already.
out.
Fast forward to today, and
Somebody
he's still
said
trying to
something
dress
bad,
up the
just
fact
go
that he
back at
chased
him
a
because
wave
any
and had it
publicity
backfire in every
is
interview.
good publicity.
When a label hears a song, they're
Like that.
coming to you like, tell me you have 5 more of these.
Of course.
Now, in the back of your
that's
mind,
everybody's dream. Yeah, that's
Snap, bruh.
Needle Style in the house. You know we don't ever give up. That's the way it is. We got the new studio up. We're doing things like nobody does. I'm telling you for real. I can't even get into it. That's how fucking tight it is. You get me? But we're cool. We do what we need to do. So the new studio is up. We're gonna do a lot more different type of things. You get me? Like we're gonna do podcasts. We're gonna do food reviews. We're gonna do some cooking. Some ghetto cook. Ghetto cook is alive now. So ghetto cook is coming soon to the channel. We're doing what we're supposed to do. We're going into 2026. 2025 was a really nice year. I have to tell you, like a lot of people gained a lot of prosperity, but a lot of shit happened also. So from now on, I'm gonna start focusing on the overseas stuff a little bit more. You know, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that side that has effect on us on this side. So we're definitely gonna take our time to cover as much as possible. What I do want to say is I want to say thanks to everybody for blowing up the channel through my shorts. My shorts are going crazy. You know, like I'm getting nice numbers on them, decent, sometimes big numbers. So that's a cool thing. And I just want to say that's running, but I'm gonna start posting more regular mainstream videos. So check out the channel. You know, subscribe, help your boy out because we're fighting for this. You know, we're doing it. We're bringing the content. We're living this life, and we're enjoying it. So I want to enjoy it with you guys. I want to form a real nice community. So subscribe. You know, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're from. Things like that. You know what I mean? Like, let's get in contact. Let's see what we can do. Collabs. You know, like, I'm down for whatever. Just hit me up. Join me on Discord. AC Stunner. You'll find me there. Anywhere you'll find me. AC Stunner. TikTok. Discord. IG. I don't know for sure though. But we're gonna work on that. Make sure that one is ready also. And that's about it. You get me? I just wanted to show off the new studio. Because I haven't been posting mainstream videos for a while now. And I was tired of the flat gray background, you know what I mean? So we had to up our game a lot. Yeah, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for all the support till now. Let's keep it going. Like, for a lot of people, it's not a lot. I got like 1,800, 1,900 subscribers now. I want to get to the 10,000. Let's go to the 10,000. You know what I mean? Because then we're going to start making waves. You know, so then we can invest more into the content making and give back. Because if I get something, I'm definitely gonna put it back on the people who supported me. So the subscribers will get a monthly bonus, a lottery, whatever, you know, we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I hope you have a great week this week. And yeah, let's enjoy each other's time. Bless up.